welcome back here to the Kentucky Neckbeard. Got the neckbeard going. I've been running kind of hard this week. I apologize for no preview video this week. I had everything set up and ready to go. I even did some research. That we're going to do something off the top of my head, but that's neither here or there. But anyways, let's talk about that Kentucky game from last night. We're going to get right into it now.
Who's in the house tonight? You can. Tell me who's in the house tonight? You can. Tell me who's in the house tonight? You can.
Hey, let's get started on this. So, anybody who even tried to watch this game, when you turned it on at game time, South Carolina was in the fourth quarter. At the time, we're trailing Old Dominion. I bring that up for one reason, because Kentucky does play South Carolina next weekend. But we're going to talk about the Kentucky game. So even after that went on, even after the South Carolina ended, you still had to stick around for 2 hours and wait for Kentucky to kick off at 10:05 last night. If you stayed up to watch that, man, you're a football fan. I'm a diehard Kentucky fan. Like I tell y'all every year, every week. I wasn't big on Cal, but I'm diehard Kentucky. I stayed up and watched it knowing I needed to get up early this morning and get down the road. I didn't really care about that. I stayed up, so they ended up kicking off at right around 10:05. Kentucky came out, and the offense didn't look great. They had to kind of get their feet going, get underneath them the first drive. Kentucky kind of goes down. I think we got down and went in the red zone before Brock Vandergrift was under some pressure. And he threw a high ball. Jamari Macklin kind of tipped the ball and tried to keep it away from one defender. The problem was he needed to deflect it the other way towards the out of bounds. But it ended up right in the Southern Miss's hands. So we came out of that red zone with 0 points. Southern Miss starts driving down the field. Here's where the Kentucky Neckbeard got a little upset yesterday. Kentucky defensively, all talk all summer has been about we're going to kind of get away from this zone defense, what Kentucky fans call a soft zone, where we're going to give you the short shit and we're going to keep you from hitting the long bombs on us. Well, Georgia figured that out the last couple of years with Brock Bowers. He busted that zone defense. Florida, for years, they would take the small stuff, juke us, and go for the house. Tennessee, the exact same thing. They would just kind of throw something small, short, and then next go boom. First drive, Southern Miss came out trying to run the ball a little bit. Southern Miss never really got it going at all. They end up started throwing some short. Kentucky got in that soft zone. I mean, there wasn't a defender anywhere near wide receiver within fucking 8 yards. Southern Miss started, dinking and dunking, got the ball up to around the 40, their own 40. They go for a pass over the middle, and our boy transfer portal, the other Georgia transfer, Dumas Johnson, Jamon, I think is how they pronounced it last night. Better known as in Georgia as Pop Dumas Johnson. He tips the ball up in the air. Ends up getting the interception. Kentucky takes over, goes down, scores a touchdown. Brock Vanderbilt, I'm going to say, even with the Kentucky offensive line looking a little suspect still, I'm not even going to say the whole line. There's a returning player that he couldn't hold his own. Not taking nothing away from Southern Miss's defensive line. Coming in this game, one of the things I had wrote down was last year their line of scrimmage was some of the worst in FBS. The offensive line couldn't stop, couldn't hold nobody up, give them time to throw the ball. Defensive line couldn't get no pressure. They went out and got a lot of transfers, mainly at defensive line and some corner and safety, but they went out and tried to fix that issue just like Kentucky did, just like any other team. They tried to fill some holes in the portal. And we went straight to, Brock Vanderbilt kind of caught a groove, had a little bit more feel to the game. He started hitting Macklin, and we're doing reverses with, I guess not really reverses, but jet sweeps with Marion Brown. Macklin even had one last night. Ferrier had one. Kentucky's offense looked good. I'm not going to call him out, but there's a player, Kentucky's offensive lineman, that needs to step up next week. Of course, coming into this season, a big issue from last year was Kentucky's offensive line. They weren't stopping nobody. They were giving us no time back here. Devin Leary, was some of it, all of it on Devin Leary? No. But some of it, yeah. But at the same time, we needed to fix this offensive line. We brought in Eric Wolford back after Nick Saban retired, and Wolford was looking for a job. We brought him back. Offensive line looked better, so I'm going to go ahead and give that. We only played 35 minutes, which kind of, I'm skipping around here. Here we go with this again. But we only played 35 minutes. We played the first half, and then we were like 5 minutes and 4 seconds into the second half. It's somewhere about right around that area. When lightning struck, we had another lightning delay. I went to bed 11:30. I said, you know what? This is 11:30 Eastern time. Central time. Eastern time, it was, of course, 12:30. I was like, man, from everything I was hearing, the game wasn't going to resume. So I just went and went to bed. Knew I had to be up early. I was like, man, if they do happen to play, I'll just catch the second half tomorrow. It'll be on replay. I got YouTube TV. But anyways, so, and then another question mark was, the defense was really bad on third down last year. So second drive, we gave up a couple big plays. Still, a couple 18-yarders, 22-yarders. Even I think we gave up a third and long. I think it was like 3rd and 18. We gave up 22 yards. That just can't happen. I didn't actually look it up, but Kentucky was in the backfield a lot. Deion Walker looked like a beast. He should look like a beast when you're playing a Sun Belt team. But the one thing just aggravated the piss out of me was the soft ass zone, and we just allowed them to go down the field at times. Then we get in man coverage, and it's like they knew we went to man coverage, and we blitz in man coverage, and then we're kind of left out. Then they kind of hit some passes. So still Kentucky still got things to do. Improvement overall. Defense ended up settling in the second quarter. Offense got rolling in the second quarter. At the halftime, the score was 24-0. We went to halftime. We only did a 10-minute halftime, only because of the lightning and being so late. They did a 10-minute halftime, so that ball went pretty quickly. Kentucky comes out, kicks the ball to Southern Miss. They drove a little bit, but the defense was still pretty tight on them. They shut it down pretty quickly, punted the ball back to us, and Kentucky went down and scored a touchdown. Southern Miss, had the ball again, and Kentucky just shut down their running game, got in the backfield, had a couple more sacks, and ended up with the ball back. And I want to say it's right then and there. It's maybe Kentucky drove a little bit, but right around that area is where they stopped the game for a lightning delay after a commercial break. And I'm impressed. So that's all I can say. I'm impressed with what we got. I think Kentucky can be a threat to anybody in the SEC. I think we got the weapons. They just got to work on the craft, get a little better each and every day. Like I said, we got South Carolina next week. So let's look at some of these stats. So yesterday, I got it wrote down. Uncle Lou calls it, copious notes. So Brock Vandergrift was 12 for 18 for 169 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, quarterback rating of 82.6. Let's go with Southern Miss's quarterback, because in case you didn't know, he was at Florida State last year, transferred to Southern Miss right after the ACC championship game, which is where Tate Rodemaker made a play. That's kind of what people knew. I watched him in that game because I hate Louisville, so I was pulling for Florida State to beat Louisville. But Tate Rodemaker last night was 13 for 19 and had 126 yards, 2 interceptions with a QBR of 23.7. He also had 2 carries for negative 15 yards, which college football sacks count towards rushing. So that matches negative 15. Brock Vandergrift also had 5 carries for 35 yards. Kentucky ran the ball 24 times for 148 yards. Southern Miss only had 12 carries for 5. Like I said, Kentucky had 19 first downs. Southern Miss had 7. Kentucky was 3 for 5 on third down. We kicked a field goal on turnover on downs, I think it was, or maybe it was our punt. They tried the fake punt. We stopped it. Which, if actually their receiver got out and actually got out quicker and cut it and got did a slant slanted a little quicker, it may have been there. But Kentucky's I can't think of Dooley came up on special team, laid a hit on the backup quarterback. Kentucky took over on down. Ended up taking over on downs. Kentucky had no attempts at a 4th down. We either punted or kicked a field goal on 4th down. We had 1 punt. Wilson Berry did punt for us yesterday. There was 1 punt for 37 yards. He did his job because he still put him down. I think it was at the 5-yard line. He punted the ball from around the 50-yard line, so he averaged 37 yards. So, it wasn't bad. We do have a better punter, though. We got 2. I think it's Aiden Laros is our punter. And then we got a freshman that came in. He could kick 60-yard field goals. I was actually wrong. It's not the same guy. I've done a little more research into that. So Kentucky total offense yesterday had 317 yards. Only gave up 131. Kentucky's defense looked good, but this is against a bad Southern Miss team. Something else to point out at halftime, Kentucky had ran, what was it? I got it wrote down. Had ran 31 offensive plays at halftime. And all of last year, Kentucky averaged 30.2 plays a game. That's it. Offensive plays a game. 30.2. So that's one of the keys that Stoops wanted to get better at this year. He wanted more snaps on offense. He wanted to run more plays. Well, we ran more plays just in the first half. Like I said, this is against a weaker opponent. Not a very good opponent this year. Let's see what we do against South Carolina next year, who's obviously not good this year either. Kentucky, in all, ended up running 48 plays. So, 18 more plays in 35 minutes. We only played 35 minutes in this game. So, let's get South Carolina. I watched a little bit more of the South Carolina game yesterday than I probably planned on. I had watched Florida get destroyed by Miami. I called that. Any Gator fan who happens to be around, Florida is bad. Y'all are terrible. You might win 2 games this year, and you're not winning an SEC game because Vanderbilt. I think they're better than y'all. I watched a little bit of that game, but South Carolina, they have no offense. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. Defense looked all right, but it was against Old Dominion. So, it's still SEC. South Carolina has won 2 of the last 3 games against us. Actually won the last 2 games against us. After we had ran, I think it was like 5 games in a row against them. They got us the last 2 years. And so, look, we'll see. I'll have a preview up this week for sure. Even if I got to, stay up a little later one night and record it. I do appreciate y'all logging, coming and visit me. Something I keep forgetting to do at the beginning of the video. Do me a favor. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I try to make videos every week, previewing mainly Kentucky football. I do talk a little bit about more SEC opponents. And also, tuning in, man, go and give me a like. It'll get more people in here. Maybe I can start doing a little more stuff. Maybe I ain't got to work as hard. I'm joking, man. I'm joking. But just give me a like. Just be a good person. Most of y'all are SEC fans anyways. So just go ahead and give me a thumbs up. SEC, we stick together. Unless we're playing each other. Then we can trash talk a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Florida and South Carolina are probably the worst. Well, LSU still got to play tonight. But out of everything I've seen, Florida and South Carolina are the worst SEC teams this year. Worst. We added 2 more, so I think I put it was 16. Went from 14 to 16 teams with Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma took care of business. Texas looked like one of the best in the country, obviously, which they should. Georgia was dominant over Clemson. Won me a little bit of money, but Ole Miss, destroyed. I think Furman's wasn't SEC. I don't think they played Furman either. I think they played Furman. But anyways, I didn't write that stuff down. But they destroyed. I'm pretty sure the FCS team, like they should. Me personally, I think Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee all proved that they're tops in the country. Ohio State kind of took care of business. After playing with their food a little bit. I'm not even gonna talk about Deion. That's not my thing. You want to hear some Deion stuff, man? Go tune into Uncle Lou. Because I agree with a lot of things Uncle Lou says. And I even took North Dakota State in that game. But anyways, I'm going to get off here. It's about time for me to take off again. I only got to drive a couple more hours anyways. But thanks for tuning in. Go Cats. Great victory last night. I wish we played, the full 60. But it is what it is. Peace.